We say we don't believe in the crucifixion or the resurrection, we do believe in the erection.
We do believe the human being is always driven by sex, yes. Everybody, the good ones, the bad ones, the intelligent ones, they all want sex, that's it. There is nothing, that's inside every human being, the whole idea that you have to survive and reproduce.
And of course that sex is qualified depending on your culture, it depends on your background. Everyone has a different theory and a different behavior with sexuality depending on the law of the land, the traditions of the land, the conventions of your parents. So there's no one single way to be sexual.
And because religion tries to stop it all over the world, no? They're trying to interfere in the whole idea of sex. They're trying to say that if you are masturbating, you committed mortal sin. If you have sex outside marriage, mortal sin. Everything is mortal sin.
I love your body, 'cause I've lost my mind. If you want someone to talk to, you're wasting your time.
The freak is a moral dimension, because until the middle of the 20th century, freaks were still exhibited and people could pay money to see them. We don't do that anymore because we think it's a bad thing, but there are many countries in the world where you can still pay to see freaks. And in the recent years, it becomes a very big medical issue because ladies have scans when they're pregnant and they can choose whether that baby should become part of our world or whether it should be aborted. Down syndrome children are aborted by many families by choice. So it is a huge moral dimension. Also in schools, in colleges, where people are bullied for being too fat or too thin or having a different appearance.
And even a Union Jack means so many different things for different people, because now we see more and more on television, we see the coffins of the dead soldiers coming back from Afghanistan, and they all have the Union Jack on top of the coffin. And if you don't like it, they burn it, no? Like they burn the American flag. It means a country.
And if every relationship is a two-way street, I have been screwing in the back whilst you drive. I never said I was deep.
We think of it more of a tribalism, really. We even think that the common market, bringing people together as one group of countries, has a tendency to make people more tribalistic. We've noticed that whenever we visit a city in Europe, they immediately ask you whether you like their city. So everyone becomes very, very chauvinistic and tribalistic because of the necessity. We still need to have a pride. There are negatives and positive sides to tribalism. But one has to be very, very careful because tribalism can lead to horrors. We always say that people who like the sound of the music from the next village, or they like the smell of the cuisine from the next village, will probably not tend to kill them. And that is a cultural reality.
My lack of knowledge is vast, and my horizons are narrow. I never said I was.
We do believe that what we call that art is changing the way that you can see the world. That for us is very important, because we change through that, through books, through literature, through the understanding of what we are doing here, of being here alive, changing through having different views, being different, exploring the world, being open towards more than less.
What's going on in my mind? You could be waiting.
Democracy is the nearest thing that was invented so far for fairness, but democracy is understood in different ways in different countries. We're still trying to aim for better. We always think in general that we like the idea of the individual rather than any form of collectivism. We only believe that the subjects in and around our pictures are always those that are all over the world in every walk of life. So it's death, hope, life, fear, sex, money, race, religion.
That's our subjects.
Everything is connected with those pillars of the building, and we explore those continually, together with the viewer. It is a great privilege to be an artist, and we remind ourselves of that every day. The main privilege is that we're able to go from our house, through the backyard, into our studio, bolt the studio door, and say whatever we want. Nobody can interfere. And the second privilege is to take those pictures out all over the world and show them to thousands of people, again, without interference.
It was an extraordinary invention for us to be living sculpture, and not a burden at all. In fact, we are happy every single day that we managed to create this identity for us. It's a life story. It's fantastic.
We say that we only do it for the reward, and the reward is when the pictures are finished and they're hanging on the walls of the gallery, and it's 6:30, the opening's about to take place, we have a glass of wine in the hand, and then we're surrounded by teenagers licking us all over. Then we feel rewarded.
From the audience, we expect understanding and love. That's what we want. We want to be loved, and we want to be true. And we want them to understand, and we want them to believe that is not a fake idea, that's the truth that we are trying to say.
It's an exploration we're making hand in hand with the viewer. It's not us saying it to them. It's a joint enterprise.
And after all, it is an evolution to try to understand what we are doing here. We are part of that evolution to trying to understand life.